Go Big Red indeed.
Wow.
Listen, I'm feeling myself. Big Ten tournament champs in baseball. Just a freaking cathartic, dare I say, like, not typical Nebraska athletics.
No.
This whole weekend, not like what we've come to expect.
Not typical behavior.
No. The Troy Dannon era is here.
Troy Dannon.
You know why? Men's sports are here, and they're fucking serious. Jared, we stormed 2 basketball courts. We made the NCAA tournament in basketball in Memphis.
Yeah.
And our men's baseball team are Big Ten champions.
Yeah.
Like, what has happened? The women have been carrying this program for years, and we officially have turned the tide, and the men are finally showing up to play.
And it's just funny we say that because that first game of the tournament was just getting 10-run ruled in the first game of a conference tournament held in your own state. Just like, yeah, this is just what they do. If they are men, then they just don't come up clutch when it counts. Ever since then, it's just been clutch moment after clutch moment. And I'm like, wait a second. Is that a red N I see on their hat? What is this team? What's this program? What am I watching?
It's insane. I'm just not used to it. I'm not used to them doing something that they aren't supposed to do, or they are supposed to do. This team was the 2 seed, and they go and get their ass kicked by Ohio State in the first game. Here we go again.
Right.
And they just showed out. The rest of the way, they're like, we're better than you. And they showed it.
Everything just looked really good. Everything looked like it was firing on all cylinders from the moment they lost to Ohio State moving forward.
The turning point is that 1 at bat
by Gabe Swanson.
12 pitch at bat.
Yeah.
Works a walk. And after that, it was like the floodgates open with this team.
Mm-hmm.
The bats came alive. The pitchers just had this extra swagger to them.
Let's talk heroes. Gabe goddamn Swanson.
Hey, rename the field. It ain't Charles Schwab Park. It is Gabe Swanson Park.
Game 1, he's in the starting lineup. Like, the dude barely played all year. You can come at me with your whole, how dare you question his coaching staff. Yes, of course, Will Bolt knows ball. But at the same time, the dude barely hit 200 on the year. He was a surprise last year, second team All Big Ten, but couldn't do anything for 50-plus games. You have him in the starting lineup, game 1. If Coach Bolt's doing this, there must be a reason. But when it ends up 15-2, you're like, why the did he do that? Rant over, because Jesus Christ. Dude he was making the sun blush.
Red hot.
Like, what?
When they interviewed him, they said that the ball kind of looks like a beach ball right now. He raised his batting average in this tournament alone. It went up over 70 points in literally a Big Ten tournament in 6 games.
And people, just to make it clear, that is not normal.
That is not normal.
That doesn't typically happen. So yeah, forgive me. After game 1, I was a little mad, but they saw something in him. Did they win? What was it? Was it 5 in a row or end the season? My bad. Yeah, I was wrong. Sorry.
We were catching strays on social media and like people come into our comment section like, oh yeah, you blast them when they lose and praise them when they win. And it's like, well,
but you love them. Yeah, it's kind of weird when players play good and they do what they're like supposed to do and they help the team win. I'm kind of happy now. It's really weird.
MVPs of this run. And we cannot do that without talking about the guy behind the dish.
JC5.
JC5, Josh Karen. Oh, my God.
Broke a record.
Big Ten record for home runs in the Big Ten tournament. And talk about just clutch genes. Ice in your veins. Like, hits just were hard to come by earlier in the game. And just one swing changed the whole game.
Charles Schwab is known for being a pitcher's park, right?
Yeah.
You keep it in the yard. But dude was like, F that.
Why would I want to do that?
You see those blue bleachers out there that nobody's allowed on? I'm going to hit the ball there. Watch the ball ding off the bleacher. He's a Buster Posey Award semifinalist, which it goes to the top 16 catchers in the nation. And he couldn't even make
All Big Ten.
The third team. But I will say, I don't know if you caught this. I took a picture at the game of the Penn State catcher who was hitting 424. on the
Dude.
season.
That was insane. I seriously had to like rub my eyes. I'm like, wait, that says he's batting 424.
And not in the tournament.
No,
This
like
was
all season. He didn't have just like one at bat. No, the guy was tearing the laces off the ball all year.
50 games. He was hitting 424.
And don't worry, Jackson Brockett made him look like a little bitch.
Hold on, before we get to Brockett. Oh my God. We're talking about heroes. Will goddamn Walsh.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
9 innings. 2 times in your life, you go complete game in the Big Ten tournament. Big balls.
Yes. I mean, the major league scene where the dude's running down first and he's doing the 1,000-pound balls. The team needs you to stay alive. This is the elimination game. Oh, you need me again. Done.
Bet.
As the kids say.
As the kids say.
Balls as big as my head, both of them. He's carrying a lot of weight down there. I don't know how you do it, Will. Props to you.
He's hung.
I don't know how you live like that. Husker athletes, particularly the ones that are of the male persuasion, take notes. Do we just outright say, are we talking about football? Like, hey, football players.
Hey, take notes.
Hey, when your team needs you and the pressure's on, does Will Walsh's balloon not go? Nope.
Nope. And let me tell you this too. Will Walsh went out there and stood on business for 9 innings, ended the game, and then celebrated and was like, whatever. Today, that Landsman kid from Penn State,
Fuck that guy.
after every inning, that dude is walking like his nuts weigh 1,000
Walking
pounds.
like Conor McGregor.
Yeah,
Get
walking,
the
doing
fuck
the
outta
doing
here.
the
Who the
everything.
fuck are you?
The fook. We're kind of going back to like little moments in the game
Yeah.
where it seemed like, shit, you know, they played kind of above their heads for these past couple of days. Like things have been going too well. One of those days where it was like, all right, well, their pitcher's on, the offense isn't clicking. Even when they get something going, they kind of fuck up. And it looks like maybe this is just kind of where the journey ends. Wrong. Again. Wrong. Idiots. That's what I get for not believing. I feel like there's someone that we're missing.
I mean, like Overbeek.
Yeah, there you go.
You want to talk about a glove at the hot corner? Like the guy just made every play the entire tournament.
Huge
He
hits
had
too.
timely, huge hits throughout the entire thing. I'd say Overbeek, dude, just you could tip your cap to that guy for sure. I mean,
Beaky baby.
everybody really, honestly,
Yeah.
all tournament. Talk about closing the door. You want to talk about one more guy?
Brett Sears, baby.
Big Ten pitcher of the year, Brett Sears. Bring him out of the pen to close out the game. 1-score game. You bring out Big Ten pitcher of the year, who's a starting pitcher, and he has to come into a moment that he's not really used to doing. Coming out of the pen like that, nails like usual.
Yeah, and the environment.
Yeah.
The environment. Like, I can only imagine. I was nervous and I was anxious just sitting on my couch at home.
13,000 people there, most of them wearing red.
Why didn't you pitch him game 1? Save him for the regional. My whole mindset, guys, when you have a chance to hang a banner, that's my thing. Banners fly forever. That goes up in the stadium forever. You look on the press box, a Memorial Stadium, those championships that Nebraska won, conference and national. Try taking one of those down. So when I hear, hey, they're saving Brett Sears for a regional coming off the 15-2 loss, I'm like, well, you're not going to make a super anyway. When you have a chance to win a conference tournament title, you can hang that banner up in Haymarket forever. Nobody can ever take that away from you.
And we've never done it before. We've never won the Big Ten tournament. And you had the best roster. You needed to win that Big Ten tournament.
They won it in 21. That 21 season, that's all they did was play Big Ten teams. There was no midweek scaries. There was no Creighton. Ah! There's no Ed Service. Ah! There's no UNO. Ah! So Ed Service is my daddy.
Good thing he's retired.
After next year.
Yeah. We got one more year.
Ed! Hey, Will Bolt knows ball, but Ed Service is his daddy.
Do us a service and go to retirement.
Yeah, do me a service.
Hopefully with an L.
You think of last year, you had Max Anderson
Yeah.
and freaking Bryce. You couldn't do it then? If you couldn't do it with those two guys that both got drafted
But you
really
know the
high,
difference. You know the difference.
go on.
Pitching.
I like that.
The pitching has just been different.
Last year, you did not have a clear-cut ace. If this year didn't show you the vitality of having a dog on the mound, what was Brett Sears' record this year?
9-0.
9-0,
Yeah.
0 L's. And look, pitching losses and wins are weird. Point is, when Brett Sears goes out there, it's, we're winning.
You have a good chance to win the game. Every time.
Whereas last year, we have Jingus Dingus going up there. I don't know what's going to happen. Oh!
Sometimes too, though, like some of the pitchers just were pitching out of the wrong position. You got guys that come out of the pen that were starting last year, and they're just in a different role, and they embrace it.
Name names. Coach. Childress effect, right?
Well, yeah,
Rob Childress.
Rob Childress, absolutely.
Top 10 in strikeouts per walks at the beginning of the year. Will Bolt and Rob Childress himself said the goal is to have 3 strikeouts per walks. They ended the season at 2.9. And they were second in the country in walks allowed. Second. You know how many college baseball teams there are?
1 million.
That's the thing. If you're not giving up walks, you're throwing strikes.
Yes, which means there's a lot of hittable pitches.
There's a lot of hittable pitches.
Correct.
So that's just hey, Big Ten champs.
What was the reasoning behind the midweek scaries? Like, what happened? What led to those?
The simple answer when it comes to the midweeks against Creighton, you're starting guys that they're not Brett Sears.
They're not Brett Sears.
They're not your ace. They're not your dude. Whereas during the weekends, when you're playing Big Ten teams, Sears, McConaughey, 1-2, we're taking the series 2-3, boom. And they did that for most of the year.
Right.
So when you're playing, it's service. You don't have your normal rotation. That's basically the bottom line. So when you come into the tournament, one of your kind of worries was the bullpen, but they lock shit down. Baseball's a funny game. All you need is like a hot weekend. Once you're on a hot streak, it's hard to stop them.
Well, and you literally play so many games. Like when you lose in football, your season's over. Maybe not now with the expanded playoffs and everything else, but just like traditionally in college football, if you lose a game, your goal of winning a national title is pretty much over. Where in baseball, you can lose a lot of games and you're just still fine. You're in the hunt. You can make a regional. You can host a regional. You can have an off day and it's okay.
You fail more than you freaking succeed in baseball.
You're a Hall of Famer if you fail 60% of the time in baseball.
Baseball is a game of failure at the plate. Now, fielding, don't fuck up. Don't make an error because that's a different thing. Baseball is literally a game of failure. So if you're up and down and if you're emotional, if you're Gabe Swanson and you're hitting 200 for the year, don't get down in the dumps. If you're a kid out there, you should have his poster in your room. Dang, I really struggled. There's Gabe. What did he just do? Oh, he led his team to a tournament championship. Hello.
Well, think about the mental side of what he went through, right? Second team all Big Ten last year.
Probably feeling the pressure like, hey, I need to perform.
I've got to perform, right?
Right.
Doesn't do it all year. Then he gets on the biggest stage, ups his batting averages, 70 points. That should be your example. That should be the guy that you want to look up to.